Well, Matt, good to see you at the end of the week. And I think, firstly, all the supporters will just want to check that you're all okay. I've had to miss the post match last Saturday and not feeling great, but checking everything's all right now. I'm back to full health.
Yeah, it is. I'm feeling completely fine. Certainly feeling better than I did last week. It wasn't just Saturday. It wasn't just the heat stroke. I don't put it down to that. I don't think that helped and maybe tipped me over the edge, to be honest. But I hadn't been feeling well all week. And certainly didn't feel well on the morning of the game or in the tunnel before the game. And just one of those things. Not like me. I'm very rarely ill, but it didn't feel well with the whole week leading up to the game, and certainly didn't feel well during it. I'm always standing. I never sit down, but unfortunately, I couldn't stand second half. Jason taking full control of that, and in all my 4 and a bit years as a manager, after every game, win, lose or draw, the highs and lows, whatever it may be, I'd always go and clap the supporters as well. But unfortunately, I didn't do that on Saturday either. So, no, not like myself on the weekend, but feeling a lot better this week. I'm ready to go for Saturday, that's for sure.
And I guess if you weren't feeling great last Saturday, the first half hour didn't help a great deal.
No, that might tip me over the edge as well as the heat there, Tony, mightn't it? Conceding the goals that we've conceded in the opening stages of the game, which is very disappointing and uncharacteristic to my team and Sutton United, and something that I've been analysing and working really hard on this week. That's I'm sure we'll touch on later on in the interview. But yeah, certainly I feel there's things we need to improve on, and conceding the goals we are conceding is certainly one of them.
It was a game you could split into two. The first half hour, where I guess you spent most of the week trying to put right the things that went wrong there, and the last hour, where you've probably been trying to build on the things that went right in the last hour when we were excellent.
Yeah, and certainly not that I remember much about it, to be honest. Getting a full picture of during the game, and I remember certain things. Obviously, getting back to 3-2, and one thing that can never be questioned with my teams is the character and the mentality and the togetherness, and 3-0 down away at Swindon after whatever it was. That was certainly never questioned because of the spirit of coming back, sticking together, because it could have easily caved in and gone under, but didn't at all, and got 2 really good goals back. Should have had a penalty just before half-time, without a doubt. Had a couple of offside goals, and one really being just after half-time. Harry Smith, I think, was offside. Josh Coley, 5 minutes or whatever it was after half-time, when I've watched back on the video, certainly for me is onside. So again, you need a little bit of luck at times, and you need a little bit of things to go for you. And with the work ethic and the mentality to get back into the game, if one of those 2 scenarios had gone for us and put us 3-0, I think we'd have really kicked on in the game and looked like the ones to go and win it. But unfortunately, with us chasing and really trying to get that equaliser, the 4th goal for them came again, a good response. Could have easily got another one late on with Harry Smith having a golden chance in injury time to really make it nervous for him. But no, overall, some really pleasing things in what you're asking me there. And there is a lot of pleasing things with us, but there's also some things that we just need to eradicate and get right. And that's exactly how I feel at the moment.
I was listening to I wasn't actually at the game, and I was listening to the commentary, and I noticed our commentator said, as the players came up at half time, it was Swindon who looked who had their heads down, and Sutton who were coming off in good spirits. And as you say, if a penalty just before half time, or the disallowed goal the penalty just before half time and the disallowed goal just after half time, you don't know what effect that would have had on Swindon, seeing a 3-goal lead evaporate just like that.
No, because we really did have the ascendancy and responded well from going behind and got the good goal, as I say, in the first goal, scored from the set piece in the second one with a long throw, and then really pressed and created a chance to look at threat on account, some really good passes of play, passed the ball really well, so it looked some real threat and attacking threats as individuals and as a team. But unfortunately, one of those key moments couldn't go for us to get the equaliser to really give us the belief to go and kick on and win the game.
And you had a week to work on everything in advance now of a trip to Accrington Stanley on Saturday. I think the first time for probably just about everybody involved at the club, going up to Accrington. What are your thoughts on that coming up?
Well, Accrington Stanley is somewhere I've been before with previous clubs, but I probably firstly, I've got huge respect for John. and what he's done at that club and the service he's put in for that club, where he initially took over from him in his first spell, which I believe was about 12, 13 years in his first spell as Accrington manager, and taken them from the Northern Premier, I think it was, getting promoted into the National League, what's called the Conference back then, and then making them a Football League club for the first time. He had a spell away, he's come back, he's in his second long spell. He's then taken them to League One, established them in League One, had 5 good seasons in League One. Accrington Stanley competing in League One with the Sheffield Wednesdays and the Ipswiches and whatever. I think I've got huge respect for him and the job that he's done there and the promotions he's won with a club probably with a similar background, stature, size, ground to us. So I'm only 5 years into my tenure as Sutton United manager, and John is a little bit more wily and experienced than I am. But one thing I hugely respect with him is how he has consistently got Football League results once he's got them there. To keep, again, I don't want to say this disrespectfully because they're exactly the same as us, but a club like Accrington Stanley to continue to, establish themselves as a league club, well-established league club now, and then to go up into League One and compete. Okay, they've just come back down. This is the first season back in League Two for, I think, 6 years, and a nice steady start from them. But yeah, I've got huge respect for John and his staff and a couple of members of staff who I know really well as well. And they're a club we'd like to be. If we could have had, they get promoted in 2006, and however many years on that is, that we're now talking of, 17, 18 years on of still being an established Football League club and tasting League One and trying to progress and establish and facilities and ground and pitch. That's exactly what we've got to try and aspire to do. So I know for a fact that no one likes coming to play Sutton United at Gander Green Lane and how tough that is. And I certainly know from previous experiences how tough it is to go and play Accrington Stanley away as well. So, I mean, no doubts it's going to be a tough game against a very good and experienced manager who knows how to get football results. So we've got a very tough game coming up on Saturday. But, yeah, I've really put in a lot of work and I've got a lot of belief in the recruitment that we've done in the summer. Lots of good things that have happened this season. But certainly a lack of points and a lack of results in the league that needs to change. Of course it does, but I'm very confident and I know it will. And when it does and we get one result, I just want to build on that and get another one and continue to keep building with this new squad and this fresh squad that I've got to climb up this League Two table and then consistently get league results like I've managed to do in my 5 years at this club.
Just you said, mention it later, that first half hour at Swindon, have you sort of looked at it and analysed it and worked out quite how it happened?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, in detail. And not just the Swindon game, in previous games as well. And like I said, it feels, and I'm sure John, I'll catch up with him with a beer after the game, but I'm sure of course he's had to, because of how long he's been at the club, of continually building the next squad and freshening things up and tweaking and changing. And he's certainly not the manager now that he was when he first walked in there, and I'm not either. And I'm not the same manager as I walked in at Sutton United 4 and a bit years ago. And I've had to improve and learn and develop. And I will always keep doing that, as long as everyone does. You have to move with the times of what football is. So I'm now looking at this new squad, which is my second squad as a Sutton United manager. And I'm now looking to see what the strengths are, what the weaknesses are, what we are good at, what we can continue to be good at, and certainly what we need to improve on and eradicate from our game. And that's my job, and that's what I'm confident in doing with my staff that I'm so pleased with, to get things right. And it's been a slow start. It's not been great. There's no denying that. But I'm also very clear, and I've got real clarity of where we're at and what I need to do to put this right.
On squad front, Craig Eastman and Sam Hart both been missing for the last few weeks. What news on them? Are they likely to return this week?
Very close. Both of them very close. Back out on the grass. Both very close to returning. Whether that's Saturday or not could be, but certainly if it's not, won't be far long after. Yep. Steve Arnold's doing well as well. Some really positive news, as I said in previous interviews, on him. So he's really doing well in his rehab. And John Barden as well, still coming in and working as hard as ever, and a real inspiration to all of us with with the long-term injury that he's got. So that's where we are with the injuries. Not too far away. Apart from that, no other injuries picked up from Swindon, and everyone's available from who was at Swindon, with hopefully Sam Hart and Eastman adding into the squad.
That's good. It's good news, and of course, getting a win after the run of defeats, getting a win would be such a big confidence booster going into the next few games. Boost everybody. That after the performance in the last hour at Swindon, just back that up now with a victory at Accrington.
It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? It'd be lovely, because I don't think it's far away, and I don't think we're far away as a group either. So let's keep tweaking, keep improving, keep working on things in training. It's been another clear week, as in a not Tuesday night game for us to do so. So hopefully
last one for a while now, isn't it?
Yeah, because we've got 9 games in 4 weeks coming up, so it's going to be a really busy period, and that's why this week's been vital for us. Because moving forward, we're going to have to sort of learn on the job with the 9 games in 4 weeks. But this week has been great for us. The team spirit, the togetherness, the attitude, the work ethic is second to none in this group. They all know where we're at. I know where we're at. We just need a result, a little bit of rub of the green, get 3 points or a point, which would be a good point at Accrington, but get that first win and more points on the board, and just keep building and improving this squad. And it's only going to get stronger.
Well, as always, we wish you well at the weekend. We hope that result goes our way. We'll see you up there, and thanks as always for talking to us, Matt.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Cheers, Danny.